The village of Dolton is more than $3.5 million in the hole. Mayor Tiffany Henyard is accused of misusing money, and today she's nowhere to be found.
Tara Molina spent the day in Dolton following the investigation into Henyard's spending. Tara?
Jim and Marie, former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot is the special investigator in this case. And like we first told you last night, not only did she find the village of Dolton is in significant debt, but she also found the village's credit card spending is out of control. Mayor Tiffany Henyard didn't respond to any of my requests today, and I'm told she's not in the building. No response to repeated interview requests. I tried to track down Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard in person today. Village employees told me she wasn't in the office and didn't say when she would be, a day after this. A packed community meeting Thursday night, outburst after outburst. Following special investigator Lori Lightfoot's limited examination of Dolton's finances. Her report revealing as of May 31st, the village's general fund had a negative balance of $3.65 million.
Imagine this. Imagine you live in a community, and let me paint this picture for you guys, because I've done a deep dive, and I've been covering Tiffany Henyard for a long time now. Back when we first discovered her, and we thought that it was a joke, and then it turned out to be all of this, right? Imagine this. Winning by, over a village of over 20,000 people, and you have less than a 10% voter turnout rate, like normal, which means that it's only a few thousand votes, and you defeat the incumbent who only got hundreds of votes, and you only got a little over 1,000 and something votes, right? So it's only small percentage of people that didn't even mobilize because we don't show up in our communities. And then these same people start to complain when we, content creators, finally blow the lid off this thing and we start to make it big. And we highlight how this woman is absolutely running y'all city into the ground. Now, that's not the end of it. The woman want to be a social media star, so she calls herself the people's mayor. She goes and meets Biden. She goes to the White House. She is shucking and jiving. But then when you start to look at the bills and you realize that this woman has been traveling from state to state, city to city, running it up, you know what I'm saying, getting that money, making sure that she getting that bag, you realize that she got a taste for luxury. And so she just like any of these other hyenas and hood rats out there. So she not only has a taste for luxury, but she taking advantage of the fact that she can fly first class and do all of this stuff and put up ice rinks. And she continued to promote herself as a people's mayor. Then she drops a podcast. It fails after going on Roland Martin. And she also goes on, what's the other one? The lady. That lip service, Angela Yee's podcast, and she runs and she doesn't show up at all. And all this while, when she first got into office, they were running at a surplus, but now the office itself is running at a deficit, and she holds two positions, one for Thornton Township Supervisor, one for Mayor of Dolton, making well over 200 and something thousand plus, 300,000 plus total compensation when you take in all the benefits and everything like that. Black women all across the United States of America. I'm just going to be honest. Karen Bass, Lori Lightfoot just got out of Chicago. And let me throw something else in there. Being investigated by the former mayor of Chicago, who people absolutely hated, who got in off of diversity, equity, and inclusion because she was a black woman that just so happened to be gay. This is insane.
Lightfoot originally hired by trustees concerned about spending, like self-promoting, taxpayer-funded billboards, ads, plus spending on lavish dinners and trips.
Why are we going to these places? What's happening here?
Dolton trustee Brittany Norwood sat down with the CBS News Chicago investigators in February, telling us then trustees were denied requested bank statements.
You're having the same reaction that we did when we saw her.
With credit card spending out of control.
Receipts for credit card purchases are rarely provided.
Lightfoot further uncovering spending that doesn't add up. The report shows $40,000 spent on Amazon purchases in one day, money that's unaccounted for.
These are somebody using one of the credit cards.
Another question lingering here, Money spent on police overtime, with 2 officers racking up 6 figures in pure OT.
That's called paid security. On the taxpayer's dime, though.
$108,000 and $114,000. The deputy chief, just fired here last week, Louis Lacey, paid $96,000 in overtime.
The village is
In overtime alone? Wow. For a city that's being ran into a deficit? Insane.
unable to pay all of its monthly expenditures with available cash balance.
I reached all of the village's trustees in reporting this story today. As of right now, I have not heard back from one of them. Of course, we also haven't heard back from Mayor Tiffany Henyard. If any of that changes, we'll update the story that's up on our website right now, where you can find all of our coverage of these issues here in Dolton.
Now, let me say this, right? I want to have this conversation with you guys really quickly because it's important for us to really put this in perspective, okay? I really want to put this in perspective, and I need y'all to understand why we don't vote for based off identity politics. Now, what I've seen on social media is that there's this proliferation of information that people are saying that she's left and she's fled the country. I don't believe that. I can't substantiate that. And so I have to be a responsible content creator in making sure that I give you all the facts, not just my feelings, not just my opinion, but the facts. I'm not going to spread around no fake false rumors. I don't like it when people do it to me, so I'm not going to do it to other people. I am going to give my opinion, and I am going to say that there are people reporting, and it's starting to really hit Instagram and TikTok and all of these other social media platforms, that she is fled, and that's one of the reasons why she's nowhere to be found. Regardless, we don't really care about that. Here's the bigger thing right now, right? The bigger thing is, how is this any different from what it is that we're experiencing? And I don't believe that Kamala Harris is going to flee the country or nothing like that, right? That's not what I'm saying. How is this not any different than what we're experiencing on a national level? And that you are suffering, you can't feed your family, you're getting laid off, the economy is sputtering, we're basically in a recession, inflation has been at an all-time high, we are in multiple different proxy wars, immigration into this country is insane, Harley Davidson is taking manufacturing over to Thailand, Stellantis is getting rid of all of Chrysler, the Warren Jeep plant, or the Warren truck plant, not the Jeep plant, the Ram plant, is basically going to be laying off workers, Kellogg's is laying off people. All of this stuff is happening, and I'm gonna go into it a little bit deeper a little bit later on a different thing, and I'm gonna be breaking down the whole Trump interview and everything like that with Elon Musk. But I don't feel sorry for people anymore because I think that it's important for them to suffer because this is what you voted for. Either this is what you didn't vote for and that you didn't participate in the election process as an informed voter, or this is what you did vote for because you decided that you wanted to base it off of diversity, equity, and inclusion. She was the first woman, black mayor, and all of this stuff. And now there's rumors circulating around on the internet that she completely bolted and jetted and went somewhere else. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. We're working on a big video where I break down how and why I do some of the things in the 8 streams of income that I have, soon to become 7. So if you're a part of the Millionaire Morning Show, you know that. Also did Stock Club, where we broke down different industries and companies as to why you should or shouldn't invest your money into it. The 8 things that we look for when we look to invest in a company. We got a lot of new bag chasers. Shout out to y'all. As of the recording of this video, let me check this right now. And make sure y'all tap into Teach Hanley. Teach Hanley is a sponsor of this show. 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. We appreciate Teach for continuing to hold us down. Path to 9,000 members on Patreon. Path to 9,000 members as of the recording of this video. We are currently at 8,793 members on Patreon. So that is where the bag chasers are. That's where we're rocking out. And that's where we're going to continue to put all of our information up. All right. So if you want to join a group of people that's going in the direction that you're going in, I am the king of Patreon and the bag chasers. And so we don't play no games. We meet up with each other. We add value into each other's life. Every year, I do an Investing in Business series where people pitch their businesses to me, and then I make sure that I invest in their businesses. Last year, we did small businesses, and I gave $20-something thousand away. I didn't want any equity in people's businesses. I just wanted to help and support. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. We're going to do it bigger this year. We just came from Houston and it was lit for the meetup. Absolutely awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing what y'all going to say on this video. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.